What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Ed, and this is Hustle and Grow. I got my gym attire on because I just got from the gym not too long ago. Got to stay focused, man. Keep working out. Stay healthy. Listen, this right here, this flesh, number one asset. This ain't right. Gonna have a hard time doing anything else in life. Anyway, today's video, I just want to talk to you guys about what's going on with some of my business, and more specifically as relates to the thumbnail, my eBay business. So overall, the business is good. There's been some slow days here and there, but for the most part, things are moving in the direction that I want. You know what's crazy? Now look at this, y'all, because y'all know, for those of you who follow me and listen, y'all know I had some bumps in the road this year, man. Between my son having to go down to intensive care down to Children's Hospital, and that kind of messing me up for a week. Not messing me up, but just kind of like getting me off track. House fire. We still working on getting that back. We did get a house, but here's the thing though, right? I was looking at my numbers, and I'm trying to go to QuickBooks. Give me a second. Yeah, hold up. It ain't gonna show me on the phone, y'all. Give me a second. Let me see something. Because I was looking at my numbers, right? Trying to just compare them to last year. And the crazy thing is, I am down in sales as I expected to be, just because of the bumps in the road. But despite being down in sales, I am up as far as net profit goes, which means I've been doing really good in accomplishing some of my goals of lowering some expenses, but not just that, because I actually gained a couple expenses. I did lower some, but moreover, I think a lot of it's due to raising my average sale price, because we're going to get into that as far as my eBay store goes. But let me run this this profit and loss report real quick, and then I gotta do a prior year percentage. All right, we'll do previous year and percent change, and run that. Okay, so based on last year, from January 1st to July 2nd, okay, hold up. All right. I am minus 20.8% in sales. So I'm down 20%, almost 21%, which is fine. I get that, right? I had some bumps in the road, and just because you get back from those things don't mean you back, right? Your momentum comes to a screech. Those are things in my life that cause things to come to a screeching halt, right? So I'm down 20%. Okay. All right, cool. However, as far as net income goes, at this point, I am plus 84.16% net income wise. So that's with all of, and I got a few extra income streams going on, but not much really. Those ain't much. But hey, man, I mean, even interest. I got an extra almost $400 in interest this year that I earned so far from that money market account. So now I do got something categorized wrong that I'm going to have to change, that I just realized, which accounts for an extra $2,300 in income. That's not income though. So I didn't know I did that. So it's a good thing I looked at this. I'm going to have to change that. So that 84% will go down a little bit, but it's not going to go down by much. Yeah, so despite being down 20% in sales, I'm up almost 80% in net income. So that's good. I just want to see something. Yeah, and you know those numbers, the difference of them ain't super big. Like, so for instance, the total income. Total income is almost like a $20,000 difference. Probably like 18,000 or so. Probably 17 and some change. As far as total gross sales, gross income. All right. And again, that doesn't count. That's not including like my other small streams of income. Those other small streams of income, once you take out that line that I talked about, the 2,300, that goes down. Let's see. I got a refund in there too that I got from B stock. So I don't know about that. So I'm going to have to say that that's actually 3,700 or so. That's really not income, but I guess it still goes to my bottom line. So whatever. Now I kind of lost my train of thought. Okay. Yeah. So that total income is about a $17,000 or so difference in that, which equates to that 20%. But then the net income wise, there's about, it's only about a $1,200 difference. So, which is kind of interesting, right? So I have gross revenue difference of almost 17,000, but when you get all the way down to the bottom line, that 84%, we'll just say about 80, all right, is really not as much of a gap as the gross income difference. All right, if I'm looking at, and there was things last year that I was using my business for as far as expenses go that I'm not using it for this year. So I'm sure that accounts for some of my expenses being less. But yeah, overall, revenue is down, net profit's up. That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. I'm doing something right. One of the things that I'm doing right is increasing my overall sale price. Now, let's get into why I made this video talking about eBay. So when I started my eBay store years ago, I ended up building it up to about, I can't remember the exact number. I want to say 2,000, maybe a little over 2,000 items. And I probably had about $30,000 natty day. That was mine. And that's why I still worked the job. That's why I was still working. So that sounds about right. When I think about like, when I looked at my taxes and stuff. So you're looking at about 2,000 item store-ish, right? About a $30,000 90 days. So you're looking at about 10,000-ish or so a month, give or take. But my average sale price was really low. It fluctuated. At one point, it was around $16 or so. I've seen it go as low as around 8 something. And I had to sell a bunch of units. So it took a lot of work on eBay to get to that 30,000 or so 90 day, a lot for eBay. But eBay was mostly my main platform. But then once I started doing more Amazon, and then once I got on Walmart, of course, that changed. And then I started realizing like that certain things that I was selling on eBay, even though they sold a whole lot better, a whole lot faster on other 2 platforms. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start taking these down. So now I've gone from that larger store on eBay all the way down to right now, guys, I have 165 active items right now, okay? I got 17K items sold total. But 165 actives, okay? And I have this month, last 31 days, 127 sold, right? 127 sold. So right now, my total sales on eBay for the year, sorry, no, that's not for the year. Let me see something. Well, last 31 days, I'm up 43.5%. I went from almost 2,000 items, almost $30,000 90 day. I've gone all the way down to under 150 items. Now, at one point, I was just around like $5,000 or so 90 days. So not making a lot. Now I'm starting to move. So basically, I stripped my store, yo. I had a bunch of garbage in there. I had a bunch of slow moving items. A lot of that stuff I took out. The media, I took out. I had a bunch of stuff in there that I just took out. Took it all out. And so a lot of that was just like the quick cut. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to run fire sales. I took it out the store and bulk sold it off. Most of it on Marketplace. Some of it I took off and threw up on other platforms because it sold better. So I was all the way down about $5,000 or so 90 day. Now I'm up to 6,500 90 day. Okay. And let me see. My average sale price is $22.65. So it's been a process. This hasn't been happening overnight because with everything going on in my personal life and just the other two platforms, like this doesn't happen overnight, but it's been strategic, it's been planned out, and it's starting to move. Now, I'm not going to get anywhere near where I want to be with this eBay store this year for sure. I'm certain of that, especially since we're halfway through the year. But my goal is to try to maintain that average sale price, and if not, increase it, which I think I can increase it more. But as long as I'm over $20, I'm fine. Now my goal is to get it back up to at least $100,000 in revenue a year. So that's the goal. I set a goal. $100,000 in revenue with an average sale price of $20+ per item. That's the goal. As of right now, I'm meeting the goal of 20 average sale price of 20 because I'm at 22.65. That's up 23.2%. And to get to that 100,000 though, that's not going to happen until next year sometimes. I would be if I was to be realistic, I think I can get up there of definitely by the end of next year. By the end of that. This year, I would probably say that I would only, because like last year, I think I only did about 23, 24, 25 on eBay. It wasn't that much. Most of my money came from, number one was Walmart. Number two was Amazon. And then you had eBay coming in around 20-something thousand. If I was to look right now, right now on eBay, I am at, for the year, just 13,000. So that tells you how much I've been doing, but there's a reason for that, of course. So I'm at 13,000 for the year. So, I mean, honestly, looking at it like this, I'm probably going to do, no, I don't think I'm going to do about the same, honestly, because the items that I'm going to be going into the end of this year with on eBay, those items are going to be drastically different than the items I went into last year on eBay with. Drastically different. Just from average sale price wise. Now looking at the year, remember that average sale price was the last 31 days. For the year, my average sale price is $17.41. So see, that needs to come up. I need to get that up $3 more. So for the year, I'm still not meeting my goal. For the month, I am. For the month. Now we got to do that for a few more months to get that to be up. But if I was to just make a prediction, $13,000 right now, I think by the end of the year on eBay, I should be closer to 30 or more, honestly. With the type of items that I'm going to be putting up, I should be closer to 30 or more. I really, and I'll come back to this, towards the end of the year, I'll come back to this, but I should be. And then by the end of next year, I think I should be able to hit that goal of 100,000 on eBay, just eBay. And that would be good. Now, and this has been a process. I've had to strip my store. I've had to get rid of stuff. I had to make some hard decisions. I had to have some heart-to-hearts with myself, and just get rid of stuff and take action. And what I had to do was really define what I wanted my business to be about. Once I really had, I feel like a lot of people don't have that clear idea of what they want their business to be. You know what I mean? And they just out there, and that's fine in the beginning, but eventually you have to settle on a direct path that you want to go on. And once I did that, it wasn't hard. And so I'm moving. You already know I hired somebody to help me out. They helping me out. Things have been moving. So the other platforms I'm not really worried about. People have been talking about the shipping going up. I don't know how much it matters, man. It's gone up a little bit, but for some of the stuff, it's getting to the point where it does make more sense to do more FBA and Walmart fulfillment, just because, the shipping thing. But I will say this too on Veeqo. Veeqo, they started me off giving me a nice chunk of change back on they reel me in, guys. They that's how they do it. You get 8, 9, 10, 13 cents back, depending on how heavy the package was, how much you were spending on it, where it was going. Now, for the most part, for USPS, I'm only getting about 3, 4 cents or so. It's way down. But UPS, they've been giving back 9, 10 cents. I've been noticing that, and I ain't noticed that for a minute. But for UPS orders, they've been giving almost triple back what they've been giving. And a lot of times the UPS is cheaper than the USPS option. Now, this is only through Veeqo. I don't know if this is through PowerShip. I ain't even been really using PowerShip lately. That's another thing, y'all. That's another thing. Look, let me go in here real quick. On Veeqo, we talk about shipping and shipping going up, right? On Veeqo, so far, since January 25th, I've saved $786. It's a total credits earned, 786, right? Well, $785.99. That's 786. So since January, I've saved $786 on shipping, y'all. That's good, man. That's good. So if you look at that from the perspective of the shipping increase, right? I wonder, let me see something. Let me see something. Give me 1 second, y'all. I want to check something out. Okay. Let's see if I can do this math real quick. All right, so as of right now, that savings in Veeqo represents 2.5% of my total overall shipping costs for the year at this point. So as of right now, and I'm taking this from my QuickBooks. As of right now, and I think I'm mostly caught up on putting this in, but even if I'm not, it ain't gonna. Well, yeah, there's still a few. But anyway, as of right now, my shipping costs are $31,298. Okay, which is actually down from last year at this same point. But anyway, I can get that. So $31,298 as of right now, shipping costs. Veeqo, my total credits earned or savings is $786. So that represents a 2.5% savings. So then now you can just do the math and figure And I cannot remember all the math that went into what they increased everything by, but I feel like I'm saving about half on what they increased. Let me know in the comments below if I'm right on that, because I can't remember if it was like if mostly 5%. I don't know. But either way, saved about 2.5%, man. It all adds up, y'all. It all adds up. I'll take that 2.5% any day, because that same $786 that I saved, right? That could have been, that could be covering my software for whatever else I'm using. What else I got going on? I got Inventory Lab. That's about, it was a little bit over $700 a year right there. Inventory Lab. By the time you get done paying that, the Inventory Lab itself is almost $840 a year. So I mean, whether it's covering Inventory Lab, whether it's helping me out with those expenses. So this is part of the reason, that my expenses are lower and my net profit is higher, because of stuff like that, and because of the fact that, I just want to say thank you for the few people who have purchased from GyroPack. I made a cool $58, but interest again almost 400. So because of little things like that, it just helps, man. It just helps, and it all comes back, right? But again, if I can save that 2.5%, we'll see where it's at the end of the year. By the end of the year, maybe I save 5%. Maybe I save 5% on my shipping, and especially since Veeqo is owned by Amazon, they getting these really cheap prices for UPS. So when you use UPS, that's why I've been using UPS more. As many times as they show that to be the cheaper option, I've been using it, because it's giving me back almost 3 times the amount. The only one I ain't using is the UPS Ground Saver, because I've been having problems with that, y'all. That Ground Saver been getting me in trouble on eBay and Walmart. For some reason, Walmart shows it as deceptive tracking. Now, I haven't been like, it's ding my metrics, and it'll show as deceptive tracking. eBay, I have gotten 2 defects, 2 of them, because it says it hasn't been delivered within the time, even though it was. When I went back and looked, it was the Ground Saver option that I used on both of them. I don't use it no more. I tried to appeal it, go through that, get eBay to remove it. They did not remove it. So I just don't use Ground Saver. And a lot of times that comes up as the cheapest option. I ain't doing it because it's just causing too many problems. So I just use the UPS and I pay a few extra cents more, and I don't even worry about it. Like right now, I'm in Veeqo. I'm looking at a front upper suspension ball joint that I sold on eBay. This is another good thing about Veeqo. Because I sell on all 3 platforms, I don't have to ship from all 3. I have all 3 of them all integrated in a Veeqo. I do all my shipping. It's just a click. It remembers your weight and dimensions, so you ain't got to do it over and over again. And you can set your own weight and dimensions. So all 3 platforms go through Veeqo. It's just one click. Half the time, if it's the same thing, I just hit the buy button, right, and that's it. But I got a front upper suspension ball joint, right? Just sold. This is through eBay. Now, if I do, this is going to probably be a 2-pound item, right? I'm gonna put these dimensions in. Now, I want y'all to listen to this, right? All right. So right now, it's going to be 2 pounds. They're giving me Ground Saver to be $5.91, and they're giving me 6 cents back on that. Okay, so I would save 6 cents, $5.91. Now, if I go to UPS Ground, remember, UPS Ground Saver is not UPS Ground. It's different. If I go to UPS Ground, that's $6.06. So it's a little bit more. I get 9 cents back on that. Okay? I get 9 cents back, a little bit more. but I ain't got to worry about getting no ding from eBay. I don't use it for eBay. Now they got ground advantage coming in at 633, and you only get 4 cents back on that. And ground advantage cubic, which oddly enough has been more expensive lately than ground advantage 1 through 70. I don't know why, but ground advantage cubic coming in on that item at 676, and it's only 4 cents back. So see what I'm saying? So I'm getting more back. So anytime I got UPS as an option in Veeqo, that's what I'm using. I suggest, man, that y'all use Veeqo to ship. eBay ain't giving you getting the same prices or cheaper with Veeqo as eBay's offering, plus you getting a few cents back. Anything you can get back is a plus. Anything. But then if you're selling on multiple platforms, eBay, Amazon, Walmart, that type of stuff, you should definitely be doing it all through Veeqo. You don't have to go through each one. Oh, let me ship from eBay now. Now let me go into Amazon, or let me go into this. You don't got to do that. You don't got to do that. You can do it all right through Veeqo, and you can set up your stores and everything. I'm about to tell y'all what other platforms. I think, let me see if I remember how to get back there. I don't know. Okay. So you can do, now most of these we ain't selling on. We're going to just go through the marketplaces, not the e-commerce platforms. But if you're using Shopify and all that, you can do it through Veeqo. As far as marketplaces, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Walmart, and I have no idea what not on the high street is. Whatever not on the high street is integratable with Veeqo. And nobody that I know is using these 3PLs either. All right, so if you're selling on eBay and Amazon or Etsy and Walmart and any of them, you should be shipping through Veeqo. Trust me when I tell you, it's a lot faster, and you get to save some money. So it's way faster, y'all, way faster, and it remembers your dimensions and weights and stuff. Anyway, so it's things like that have helped me with my overall business health, despite the fact that I've hit some bumps in the road this year, man, major bumps. This ain't even been small stuff that's been happening. Major bumps. But because of these business decisions and things that I've been doing, overall, my business is still healthy, which is encouraging. It's very encouraging. eBay store, tore that thing down, man. I was just determined to fix it. And I didn't want to keep, having 3, 4, 5,000 of these average sell price of $8 items, right? I just didn't want to do it. I ain't got the time. Especially since eBay's sell velocity ain't that fast. So I started sourcing items with higher average sell. So listen to this. I got 165 items. Now I'm gonna show you all this real quick. We're gonna go look at this. I got 165 active items, right? And I said 100 and how many sold this month? $127. Now, I don't know if y'all use this or not. I've talked about this before in a video a while ago, so I don't even know how long ago it was. It was a while. But this is Omni Calculator. They actually have an app. I keep this app on my phone. So this is Omni Calculator, has multiple calculators. See? I don't know if you guys, let me see. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like right there. But anyway, Omni Calculator is more than a calculator. It has just about any type of calculator you could ever think that you would need to calculate anything that you would ever think you need to calculate. And so you can use it even for a sell-through rate, right? So here's how I use it. So if I think about my store and I want to calculate my sell-through rate here, and I know there's been a lot of talk about this lately on the internet. This ain't even about that. I'm just showing y'all something for my store's sake. And you can use this too. Again, this is Omni Calculator, finance, sell-through rate. There's a billion calculators on here, y'all. Billion of them. If you look at the top, you can see everyday life, food, health, math, physics, sports, stats, everything. Anyway, with this sell-through rate calculator, we will help you calculate a metric that can be used to assess the inventory management of your business. The sell-through rate is one of the most common metrics out there for understanding the health of your inventory in your business. We have prepared this article to help you understand what sell-through rate is and how to calculate the sell-through rate. We will also demonstrate some practical examples to make sure you understand the concept. So we all know what sell-through rate is. They say, what is sell-through rate? It's one of the most important key performance indicators, KPIs, of inventory management. Sell-through rate is defined as the amount of inventory sold within a period relative to the amount of inventory received or bought. We commonly use this metric in the retail industry as it assesses how fast the business can sell its inventory and convert it into revenue. Okay, how the sell-through rate calculator works. To understand how to perform sell-through rate calculation, let's take company alpha as an example. Company name alpha, duration 1 month, units received 1 million, and number sold 650,000. And so they go through the calculation. And so this is the company sell-through rate, which it's easy to calculate because you got pretty much round numbers there. It's 65% over the month. So going by that, number of units sold, right? I sold 127, 31 days. And we're going to go number of units received. We're going to count that as what I have listed active, which I said is 165, right? Because you can only go by, I'm not going to count like everything that I got in stock. This is what I got on the store right now. So according to that, my sell-through rate would be 76.97% for the store, which is fine. So, I mean, look, it's just a picture, y'all. Like, we can go into all the like nuances. I'm not trying to do that. Like, it just gives you an idea of the performance of your store and how it's doing from that perspective, right? Just from that perspective. I guess you could look at on eBay. You could kind of go look at, that's just your conversion rate and all of that. That ain't the same thing. But all these numbers kind of help. So that's where my store is at now. All right, that's where my store is at now. I stripped it down. I basically took it from a $100,000 store to a $20,000 store a year. Now I'm gonna take it back up to a $100,000 store, and that is what the goal is. And I am working on that goal, and I am sourcing with that goal in mind. And I am going to do all of my decisions as far as this aspect of my business goes is going to be made with that goal in mind. And guys, you gotta, if you don't have a solid like line of where you're going, you gotta come up with one. Also, let me take this moment to just let you guys know, if you haven't already, this is a little small commercial break. If you have not already become a member of the channel, I encourage you to do so. Why? Because there are going to be many great things coming for those who are members of this channel. Now, let's stop sharing. You can become a baby hustler or a full-time hustler, okay? There are going to be a lot of things coming for both levels. One of the things that I'm working on right now is I'm finding you guys grants, okay? This has nothing to do, again, with any grant that I may offer in the future for members. But I'm finding you guys grants, all right? Some of the sites I signed up for myself because some of them you can pay, and there's a lot, but some of them you don't want to pay for, but some of them is legit. I did my research. Now, I got a video coming up just to talk about it, right? And I got all types of grants coming up, y'all. All types. I got the grants for the women. I got the grants for the minority women. I got the grants for the ex-cons. If you're ex-con, I got just regular grants. I'm going to look. I told you, I don't really want my membership and all that to be just about like, let's have these lives and groups and talk about reselling. Like, I want to help you guys with reselling, but I want to help you with your overall understanding of business and just your overall business opportunities. I plan on honestly providing stuff in there that's not just reselling related, but if you wanted to do another type of business or anything like that to help you with that, I don't know, but there's going to be things in there that even if maybe you want to add something to your reselling business and do a different hustle, a side hustle to your side hustle. I don't know. Or maybe you just ain't been feeling reselling and you've been thinking of something else to get into. And then I can offer you, and I'm not necessarily saying like offer you, oh, buy this course. Now, I ain't talking about nothing like that. I'm just saying like another thing that you may be more interested in that may fit with what you want to do. Okay. So this isn't just reselling, y'all. This is opportunity, putting you in a position to have more opportunities. And the number one thing that I want you to have the opportunity for is funding, to have more money. Not loans. I'm not posting loans. I'm not going to put up lines of credit, anything like that. I myself have dealt with both, but I'm not presenting none of that to y'all. I'm not presenting no lines of credit, no loans, no nothing. This will all be grants, different types of grants. I encourage you to join the channel, to take advantage. Anything that you are eligible to apply for, you should apply. Okay, you're going to get one eventually. I'm also going to post resources that will show you how to fill these out. Most of them is self-explanatory, honestly. But then if you need help, we can talk about that too. So all of this is going to be as part of the channel memberships. It's going to be different things, of course, being posted for full-time hustlers. They won't be posted for baby hustlers. But either way, I'm going to help everybody. It's just more than reselling. It's just more than reselling. Sometimes and I know another thing that some people struggle with is capital. And outside of a loan or a line of credit, which I don't encourage the majority of sellers to do. I'm not saying nobody should do it, because I think that there's a place and a time for that type of financing. But the majority of people, no. But if you can get a grant, even if it's a $500 or $1,000, you do that a few times a year, it might get you a few extra $1,000 that can help, infuse some cash into your business. You can put it towards, sometimes the grants are very specific and they got to be used for a certain thing, but sometimes the money can be used for whatever you want it to be used for. And so I do have a video coming up. Look, join the channel. It's coming your way. And I'll make a video with that soon because I got some grants I need to post over there anyway. So that's my commercial. But anyway, y'all, this is kind of where I'm going out with the story. And despite, having some adversity throughout the year so far, the store is overall healthy. And I just attribute that to just having a direction. Even if my direction wasn't as concrete as it is now, having things set up the way they need to be set up, knowing what I sell, knowing what my identity is as a business and as a seller, and sticking to that format and not being all over the place. I think if anything, there's a lot of things that the situation with my son and the house fire, there's a lot of things that those situations have taught me. And things not even pertaining to just my business, but even outside of my life. But if anything, what those situations have taught me is, one, I'm glad that I do have financial reserves, like just in case. Two, I am glad that I have a routine. I am glad that I took my stuff outside the house. I'm glad that oh my goodness. I'm glad that I did that, but I'm glad that I got a routine. I'm glad that I have processes. I'm glad that I have everything set up that I need to be set up so that when I have these things happen and I have to step back, that nothing like breaks and falls apart and I can't find stuff and all that. And I can come right back and pick up where I left off. And yeah, sales will be down, but that's fine. And then when I do little things like go through my P&L, look at my expenses, figure out what I can cut, or figure out all the types of ways that I can be saving money and allow that to act as a buffer to absorb some of these expenses, like shipping cost increases. I ain't even get into the cash back, because all my cash back runs through my credit cards. So, I get percentages back on that too. So that's another part of the buffer, for the shipping and all of that. So look, and a lot of my supplies I buy using cashback points, so that my on my P&L on the supplies line, on the expense line, supplies expense line, that's nowhere near as high as it would be if I wasn't using the cash. So like I just find so many ways to save money for my business, where a thing like a 5% or whatever percent shipping increase, it's really not going to matter that much. And then now that I'm going down this path of looking for and finding these grants and stuff, that's just going to help even more, y'all. So look, man, y'all need to change your perspective on not just reselling, but business in general. And don't be so myopic about, what it is maybe that you learned up to this point. Try to think outside the box and think of the different approach that you could be taking to everything. Have a wider view of things. You know what I mean? And not just look at it as just. I don't look at my reselling business as just reselling. I look at it as a business, and so I run it just like I would be running any other corporate entity, as if I was running a restaurant. All of that. That's how. I really think most people don't look at it that way, as if they were running a like I want you to think of the mindset difference of I am running a corporate entity as opposed to, oh, I'm just doing some thrifting and I'm just reselling online. And I think there's really like a whole mindset that goes along with those lines of thinking, and it affects the steps that you take when you're going about your daily business, and it affects the things that you do in your business and decisions that you make. You know what I mean? I think if you really had a business mind approach to your business, to your reselling and journey, I think there's a lot of things that you would do that you're not doing, and there's a lot of things that you wouldn't do that you are doing. But you haven't matured to that type of thinking yet, which is okay. But having said that, guys, that's all I got in this video. Don't be afraid to make changes. If your eBay store is not providing the results that you want, don't be afraid to change it. Even if you have to be drastic, even if you got to take down hundreds and hundreds of items, bulk sell it and start over. Just do it. If you're not getting the results you want, you have to have the courage to change. Change. Might be you that got to change, but something got to change. And unless you're willing to do that, and unless you're willing to put forth that effort and do the hard work up front, it's going to be a struggle, guys. It's going to be a struggle. But again, make sure you join the channel, because I'm going to help you out with that struggle. And, we're going to go through the journey together, but you at least got to be willing to make the changes necessary and put in effort. All right. Do me a favor. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. And don't forget, Baby Hustler, Full-Time Hustler, either one. It's going to be some resources coming in there for you guys. It's going to be some grants being posted in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post them with videos so that I can go over them and you can see what they're for, and if you need to apply or not. Some of them are open. Some of them open up for a certain amount of time and close and open up again. Some of them have deadlines and they may never come back. So you're going to want to be there and be checking that stuff. And again, if you need help with how to fill it out, which most of them are self-explanatory, but I'll be there to help. But I'll also be posting resources, to show you how to do that stuff. But for the sites that you got to pay, not have to pay, but some of them, if you pay, you get perks and you get access to more grants. I'm going to pay. Now, if there's grants that can be filled out and you don't have to be a paid member of the site, I will post those in the group. You know what I mean? I will post those to the channel members, because sometimes I've seen at least one of them, you have to be a member of the site to even fill out for the grant. But then there's another one, you don't have to be. You don't even have to join the site. It's free, but you can. And one of the things they do is they automatically enroll you for the grants. That's the main reason I joined, so I ain't got to fill out for each one. But in that case, I can also take some of those links and post them, to the channel members. But, that's that, man. Make sure you hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you on the next one.